Breaking news tonight, former North Dakota Governor Ed Schaefer named as the interim president at UND. Now, I visited with Ed earlier today. He says he is just uber ecstatic about this opportunity. Now, that's not a quote, but that's essentially what he said to me. Good evening and welcome to 630 Point of View. I'm Chris Berg. Thanks so much for joining us. Also, earlier today, I had a chance to visit with Congressman Cramer about Ed taking the job as UND's interim president. We also visited about refugee resettlement right here in our area. And you might be surprised to hear this. North Dakota has already opted out of the federal refugee resettlement program. It's pretty interesting, obviously, how LSS is coordinating this thing. We talked about that with Congressman Cramer earlier today. Congressman Cramer with us in studio. Always great to have you here. Say thanks for taking the time.
Thanks for the opportunity.
So obviously refugee resettlement, ginormous conversation going on across our country and our community all over the world right now. We did a poll that I want to get your thoughts on, Mason-Dixon poll. Good polling practice. We had 625 people, a large sample size. We asked the people in Cass and Clay County, do you support or oppose the continued resettlement of refugees in the Fargo-Moorhead area? 57% opposed it. What does that tell you about our community?
Actually, it surprised me a little bit. I would have thought that the numbers could have been higher, frankly, given all of the media coverage of the refugee challenges, given where we are in the immigration debate in this country and the unrest, given what we've seen ISIL do and what ISIL has sort of promised to do using the refugee program as a weapon, I'm surprised it's not a higher number.
So with that being said, what would you say to a place like the Fargo Forum or many people out there that watch this show and say, oh, Cramer is a xenophobe?
No, I would say that what I'm reflecting is I'm not surprised with numbers, except that I thought they might be higher given the hoopla that surrounds this issue. That said, Chris, it grieves me in some respects because one thing about Cass County, Clay County, Fargo-Moorhead area, this is a pretty progressive place in many respects. It's a very compassionate place. Lutheran Social Services has been around for decades. I remember as a kid when Jim Merrill was running the Lutheran Social Services. So we have this compassion about our community. We've been a very welcoming community. That said, we're living at a different time with different circumstances and lots of threats out there.
Well, and that being said, Chief of the FBI, James Comey, said recently that, hey, we cannot screen all the Syrian refugees, which clearly poses security risk.
Therein lies the big problem we have with the traditional refugee program. Yes, it's a pretty rigorous. Anybody that's looked at it knows it's a rigorous vetting process. But you're talking now about chaos. You're talking about a vetting process where it'd be difficult to learn much about most people. It'd be very difficult to find records. It would be very difficult to validate many things. And that chaos adds to the uncertainty, which adds to our fear.
And on top of that, last week, I think it was November 2nd, the Wall Street Journal said that now Syrian refugees are also having fake passports to get asylum in the West. I think that's where people are concerned. But let's stick to our community and the poll. The reasons why people oppose refugee resettlement, the second reason was obviously cost to taxpayers. Right. So here's another question. Do you believe organizations that resettle refugees like Lutheran Social Services should or should not bear the most responsibility for these individuals? 73% of the people said yes, Lutheran Social Services should bear most of the responsibility. I bring that up in the context of this. 1984, there was an amendment to a refugee immigration type bill called the Wilson-Fish Amendment. North Dakota has said, but pretty much opted out of the refugee resettlement program. So now they're using a nonprofit program, LSS, meaning the State Department, the feds, using a nonprofit program to utilize our state and local tax dollars. Mm-hmm. Do the feds have a legal right to do that, and are they trumping our state's rights by doing that?
Well, there's a constitutional question, of course, centered around Article 1. But that said, this has been a decades-long tradition. And I don't know, I guess it would be interesting, Chris, to go to our state legislature and our state leaders and say, given the new circumstances, would you be willing to, pass a resolution or whatever the case might be to opt out again, and then press the issue a little bit? I suspect that the issue's never really been pressed because by and large it's been a pretty good experience for most people. But again, we're living in a different time in a different situation. The law does allow states to opt out, but yes, in the absence of that, the federal government can have their own, and in this case, use a nonprofit like LSS. In other states where this has happened, though, they don't have an LSS or some other charity to work through, and so you don't have the same refugee resettlement situation.
So it's okay for them to use LSS, Lutheran Social Services, and then also get get subsidized by our tax dollars?
I think
state tax dollars?
I think if LSS is performing a function or service for the federal government, I'd rather the federal government pay LSS to do it than hire bureaucrats to do it. I have no problem with a nonprofit doing the work on behalf of the government.
Right, but you and I both know if you look at TAMP and Medicaid.
So that's the issue. So you got TANF, you've got Medicaid, you've got state programs, and these are programs, or they're federal programs, but the states administer them. I think in the case of refugees, the first 7 years, maybe it comes from the federal government, then it's turned over to state. I think the state has to have the right to not use those funds.
Thus have the nonprofit obviously fund all those aspects of the program. Okay. We'd love to have you look into more on that if you don't mind, to figure out what the world's going on.
I'm co-sponsoring 2 pieces of legislation, one that actually prohibits any more refugees until Congress passes a joint resolution. So I'm on board with we need to stop, time out, reassess. I'm also on a bill with Chairman McCall, Mike McCall, Chairman of the Foreign Services or Foreign Relations Committee, that is looking specifically at giving Congress more oversight, because right now the number of refugees is unilaterally set by the president. Congress doesn't have anything to say about it. He's already announced, what, 85,000 for next year, 100,000 the year after that. We need to slow this down, if not stop it.
So I want to tie in the refugee program with the Trans-Pacific Partnership and this whole open free trade situation. Sure. It's 5,400 pages. I'm assuming you haven't perused every paragraph of it yet, but with what you know on its, from what you know about it at this point, will you vote for this?
From what if I had to vote right now, I'd vote no. From what I know on it, I will tell you there's some very good things for agriculture in it. That makes it tough on a North Dakota congressman, right? There are some things that are less favorable to other industries. There's some good things for plastics. I think it's about 7,000 pages with all the other things. We're actually printing it out, if you can imagine, because I go through it with my highlighter. So
I'm going to read the whole thing.
Well, I may not read the whole thing, but I'm going to read a lot of important pieces. I've also already had one briefing on it from the U.S. Trade Representative's office, and I've asked for another one. I'm going to know this thing inside out by the time I vote on it, because right now I'm a lean no, to be honest with you, because there's just a lot there. But we also don't want to turn the entire Pacific Rim over to China. So we've got a lot of issues as a nation to consider here.
What do you mean specifically?
I mean, because China has so much access to the Pacific Rim countries, and if we're not there trading with them, if we don't have some favorable conditions to sell more of our products, China will swoop right in and take over, and they have been taking over much of that area. So we don't want to be left out either. But we have to negotiate. First of all, I hope I don't sound like Donald Trump. We have to negotiate on our terms, and secondly, we have to be willing to enforce these trade deals, which I don't think the United States has done very well over the decades.
One quick thing I'll share with you, excuse me, because I'm hoping that you do vote no for this thing. Meanwhile, because when you look at what's happening right now as far as low-skilled workers in our country right now, wages right now are suppressed to 1973 levels. That's why I think, hey, you know what? We've got to look out for the American worker today. In my opinion, Congressman Cramer is going to stick around for another segment. Some not so good news for oil across the globe, and obviously specifically to North Dakota. We'll talk about that and more of the energy stuff right after this. Love to know your thoughts. You can head to our website, join our conversation multiple ways, email us, Facebook, whatever works for you. We'll be right back.